emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello and welcome to the Final Order Report, your last chance to get in on upcoming small press comics before the print numbers are finalized. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what hits our shelves as soon as Wednesday, November 5th, and what you need to do to pre-order by Monday, this Monday at noon, October 13th. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or download the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or access your existing account to update and order securely online, ensuring you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to showcase items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. Let me show that to you right now. Once you sign in, you see the two banners here. The orange one is anything that you may have set aside for you currently in store, waiting for you to pay for and pick up or have us ship out to you. Behind the green banner is all the carousels we will be looking at today. Let's click there and see the menu here. Big giant buttons. You can do searches, you can look at what's on next week's arriving list, and you can look at Last Call. This is all the stuff that we are putting on order this Monday. Get your orders in by Monday at noon. Let's click through there and you'll see the following menu. You're now scrolling up and down, and you've got the red buttons on top to filter to the first letter of the alphabet, and you've got drop downs for publisher, format, brand, and all kinds of options for you. Now that we're showing you around, let's start looking at some small press comics. First thing I'm going to show you today is over at Archie Comics. We get a new Archie facsimile. This is the Sabrina the Teenage Witch #1. This is the milestone first issue of Sabrina's first ever comic series. Relive the magic when everyone's favorite teenage witch got her very own comic series, featuring interior art by Bill Yoshida, Rudy Lapik, and Dan DeCarlo. We've got a Dan DeCarlo cover on A, and this cool new Andy Price variant. Ahoy Comics has Ancestral Recall #4 of 5 on order this week. It's the penultimate issue. And Keen Spot has the new 6th printing of Mark Spear's Monsters, featuring a cool zombie cover, and a second printing for #4, featuring a very timely Christmassy cover. Uh-oh, Mark's gonna get a terrifying surprise for Christmas. It's a robot. Keen Spot also has the premiere of Zor Saves Christmas. You saw Zor on Keen Spot's Toy Box Free Comic Book Day release. This is from Rob Potchik and artist Michael Adams. Fantagraphics starts up a new series of Mickey Mouse comics, this with a story called The Phantom Blot's Double Revenge. The rumors are true. Mickey is once again an epic hero with an incredible rogues gallery. In our debut tale by fan favorite Andrea Castellan, Mickey's inky archenemy, the Phantom Blot, invades Mouseton with an army of its own citizens, cloned Can Mickey beat back lots of duplicate blots or figure out which Minnie he's dating tonight? All this and a new Super Goof backup story too, with interior art by Stefano Intini, Robert Vian, and Floyd Gottfredson, with an A cover by John Lotter, Andrea Fracaro on B, and a classic Al Taliaferro variant on C. This is from Fantagraphics, 40 pages for $5.99, available on November 19th. Very excited. This is so cool that Fantagraphics is doing Disney comics and doing them in single issues. A little bit more seriously, over at Ignition Press, we get a second issue of Deluge, the series that just debuted this last week from Cullen Bunn, with very creepy art by Marika Cresta and this super creepy cover by Riley Rosmo. Look Into My Eyes from Mad Cave Studios, writer-artist Rubin. Speed Racer number 4, David Pepos, David Tinto, Alessio Zano cover. Vanishing Point, the final issue of this very cool series of single issue stories by Mark Russell, with art by Ryan Alexander Tanner and a cover by Marcus Toe. And we finally get an issue 5 of Whatever Happened to the Crimson Justice from Frank Thierry and Inaki Miranda. Finally, from Mad Cave Studios, we get Wild Animals 4 of 5, the penultimate issue of this miniseries from Ed Brisson and Andy Kuhn. Circus Maximus is the debut series from Mark Sable and featuring art by Giorgio Pontrelli. Rome 64 AD. Things have not gone as expected for the daring criminals who looted ancient Rome's Temple of Saturn. Hoping to steal enough gold to secure their freedom, they've stumbled upon... They've stumbled upon enough gold to secure their freedom. They've stumbled upon proof that Emperor Nero is responsible for setting the Great Fire of Rome, which rages around them. Now they must not only battle the flames, but also Nero's Praetorian Guard, who aim to silence them forever. From Mark Sable, Giorgio Pontrelli, with a cover by Paul Azacita on A, and a Francesco Francavilla variant on B, 32 pages for $4.99, available on November 5th. From Sumerian Comics AMP, we get Dusk number 3, the series that debuted on Local Comic Shop Day from Alex Segura and David Hahn. And also Stake presents Jessamy number 2 from David A. Byrne and Francesco Fantini. Sumerian Comics also sub-distributes Antarctic Press, and we have a debut of Dog Supreme from writer Joe Wolf, artist Eric Perez, and Ben Dunn cover. Speaking of Ben Dunn, we get a new Tomorrow Girl one-shot featuring a crossover with Atomic Mouse, with writers Ben Dunn, Fur Sosa, who does art, and a Ben Dunn cover. And a B cover from Ben Dunn as well, available on November 12th. Oni Press gets back to Adventure Time with number 7 from Derek M. Ballard and Nick Wynn. And we get a 4th issue of EC Cruel Universe Volume 2, featuring short stories from artists Brian Lavelle, Andrea Muti, and Claire Rowe, with a Lee Bermejo cover. A very creepy Lee Bermejo cover. Ooh, speaking of creepy, is Skin Police Volume 2, number 3, Jordan Thomas and Daniel Gett. Little Nightmares Descent to Nowhere returns with a second of 4 issues from Lonnie Nadler, Dennis Manhier, Derbla, Kelly, and Josh Hickson cover. Titan Comics continues their Savage Sword of Conan magazine series with this this is a B cover by Alex Horley. Alex Horley is a fantastic painter in the style of Frank Frazetta's outstanding physique and violence. And finally, we get this debut of Crownsville from Rodney Barnes and Elia Bonetti. Sins of the past don't stay buried. They always find a way of rising from the grave. From Eisner Award-winning writer and master storyteller Rodney Barnes and phenomenal artist Elia Bonetti, we enter a century-spanning tale of suspense and sorrow as the true crime meets shocking terror inside an infamous asylum with a tortured past in this double-sized 48-page debut. That's right, 48 pages for $4.99 from Rodney Barnes, Elia Bonetti, Oni Press with an A cover by Jason Sean Alexander, Elia Bonetti on B, and Simon Kodransky on C. Available on November 5th from Oni Press. Over at Boom Studios, we get a new issue of Hello Darkness, number 16. It's your favorite monthly horror showcase with a new wave of nightmares. In this issue of the acclaimed anthology, you get stories from R.L. Stine, Francesco Francavilla, and many more. 48 pages for $5.99. A second issue of Marian Heretic. This features all new material from creators Tinny Howard and Jose Yarrow, who did the A cover. And Mary Sue, number 2. This series just debuted this last week from Megan Fitzmartin and Lisa Sturl, who did this A cover. Also from Boom Studios, a third issue of the crossover Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 3. Ryan Parrott writing and Vincenzo Federici on art. And a new issue of Something is Killing the Children, number 45. From James Tynion IV and Werther Daldera. Available on December 3rd. A little bit of a stretch there, but you can secure your issue today on Comic Hub. Last Witch, Blood and Betrayal, number 5. This is the final issue of the thrilling saga, which reaches its epic and unforgettable conclusion from Connor McCreary and artist VV Glass. Ooh, we also get a second printing of Marian Heretic number 1. Let's see, this looks like Just Inks from Jose Yarrow cover. Over at Dark Horse Comics, we get Archie versus Minor Threats number 3. That's right, Minor Threats writer Patton Oswalt and Scott Koblish return to this series with cover artist Scott Hepburn, aided by fellow comic retailer Timmy Haig. We get a debut of the Circus Losing Control. Every day, the intelligence agents of the circuit are enmeshed in high-stakes, high-wire acts that the average citizen will never notice. They protect Britain's most sensitive secrets, and in modern Britain, secrets are everything. Written by Matt Kint with art by Ibrahim Mustafa, who did this A cover. We get a second issue of The Guy in the Chair. Hannah Rose May, Guillermo Sana on interiors and cover. And this looks to be the final issue of Huck Volume 2 from Mark Miller and Raphael Albuquerque. Kill All Immortals Volume 2, Number 2 from Zach Kaplan and Fico Ocio, Oliver Barrett cover. This is a pretty brutal comic. It's Immortals / Succession. We get a new regular issue of Minor Threats, The Last Devil Left Alive, Number 2, with a swell B cover by Jay Gonzo. Nemesis Forever, Number 3, Mark Miller, Matteo Scalera, November 5th. Also on November 5th is Quick Stops Volume 3, Number 3. The Buddy Christ has been subject to a holy heist, and everybody's favorite cannabic duo are at the center of this cardinal calamity. From Clerks leader, I guess, writer, director Kevin Smith, with interior art, and this cover by Mark Rahill. Red Book Volume 1 returns with a second issue from James Tynion and Michael Avon Oming. Of particular interest to you UFO fans and semi-interested people. Hey, look, more UFO fun. Resident Alien, The Book of Changes, Number 3 from Peter Hogan and Steve Parkhouse. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, Tides of Terror, Number 3. George Mann, Louis Morocco, and Eduardo Mello cover. And a fourth issue for Tex Arcanum, this swell-looking supernatural occult comic from Miguel Martos and writer Christopher Monfett. Moving over to Dynamite Entertainment, DuckTales number 8 from Brandon Montclair, Tommaso Ronda, and covered by Ivan Bigarelli. A fourth issue of Gargoyles Demona with a J. Lee cover on B. That's a swell looking cover. And Thundercats Lost number 8, Ed Brisson, Rafa Labasco, and cover by Declan Shelvey. And capping off Dynamite Entertainment, we get the debut of the new Thundercats spin-off starring Pumra. I think that's how you say it. I don't remember ever hearing that name. I remember the character. This new series is described as one cat against the world in the aftermath of a war against the mutants. A war that claimed her parents' lives. An orphaned Pomra is taken in by Jaga, who sees untapped potential in the scrappy young cat. As she grows, Pomra, still angry at the universe over the loss of her parents, trains under Yaga in the art of healing and discovers the power of compassion to transform pain into hope. Acclaimed author Ed Brisson and artist Alice Leclerc craft a powerful tale of struggle and redemption in this 40-page one-shot special, with covers by Clayton Henry on A, Sebastian Perez, Robert Quinn, Will Robson, and a blank variant on this 40-page issue by Ed Brisson, Alice Leclerc. $5.99 cover price. Available on November 5th. Moving over to IDW, we get the 4th issue of Monster High World Scare, and a second issue for Star Trek The Last Starship by Colin Kelly and Adrian Bonilla. Francesco Francavilla cover. Star Trek Voyager Homecoming returns with a 3rd issue with this Angel Hernandez cover. And we get a 2nd issue of the latest heist comic Now in the Godzilla Kaisei era, it's Starship Godzilla from writer Chris Gooch and artist Oliver Ono. We also get a second issue of Twilight Zone. This features a single issue story by, the cartoonist that brought you Jack Kirby, Fantastic Four Grand Design, and the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe crossover, as well as the Godzilla Monster Piece Theater. It's Tom Scioli, who also did this A cover. Also from IDW through Valiant Alien Books, we get a third issue of Valiant Beyond, all new Harbinger from Fred Van Lent and Erica Tomeo with an Andrea Briccardo cover. And a third issue for Valiant Beyond, the Exo Man of War #3 from Steve Orlando, Guillermo Fajardo. And into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles titles, we get a second issue for the Casey Jones miniseries by Alex Packnadel and Aman K. Nwalpan, who did the A cover. A new issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures #31 from Eric Burnham and Sarah Miller. And a third issue for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder by Dan Waters and Michelle Bandini. And then we get the new storyline, a new era for the TMNT, as we are joined by acclaimed Eisner-winning writer Gene Luen Yang, as he takes on writing duties for TMNT following the stunning events of TMNT #12. The Turtles face a different New York, one where they are viewed as heroes. The celebration will be short-lived as new threats vie for control. The mutant Yak Papa Bang is determined to widen the power base for his gang. Yet little does he know that he and other TMNT villains are being stalked by a powerful new assassin, Ujigami. This is TMNT #13, featuring a new storyline by Gene Luen Yang, and available on December 10th with a bunch of swell covers. A cover by Freddie Williams II. Kevin Eastman on B, Jared Cullum on C, Clayton Crane on D, and a Daniel Warren Johnson on the swimming pool. Ooh, look, folks, we get a blind bag. That's right. Really, we get a blind bag for $4.99. I ain't 100% sure on that, but maybe. I have no idea how many different variants and foils are going to be in this blind bag, but if that's the real price, I'm down. Make sure to get your orders in for that. We don't want to create more useless plastic than is necessary. This new issue of TMNT, including the blind bag, will all be available on December 10th. You can secure your copy today on Comichub. And that, folks, is all of the small press on Last Call this weekend, and you've got until Monday at noon, October 13th, to order these items and many, many more. Please send and confirm your items in your cart before the deadline. We've got some big events happening that I'll tell you about real quick. Tonight, this evening, October 10th, at Downey Brewing Company, we'd like to invite you for the bi-monthly drink and draw, co-hosted by ourselves and our pals at Blick Art Materials. We'll have pencils, markers, paper, and more provided. And of course, Downey Brewing Company and their amazing adult beverages, as well as some non-alcoholic beverages now, all available for you for a modest price. It's the Drink and Draw, October 10th from 7 to 9. That's tonight. Coming up next Saturday. I think that's next Saturday. That seems right. It's downtown trick-or-treating. They'll have sign up starting at noon in the downtown Peace Park. That's the East Peace Park in front of City Hall. We will be one of the businesses participating in the trick-or-treating that day. Hope you can make it by. Bring the kids, bring the whole family, bring your friends. Good times. Free comics. And then make sure to join us back here on YouTube on Tuesday for BRAINSCAN, our live stream preview of New Comic Book Day from the floor of Green Brain Comics. We've got lots of great comics to show you, including Marvel Comics, a bunch of small press, and of course DC. Lots to show you. And we'll be back later this afternoon for, I guess it's evening. We'll be back later this evening for more Last Call. We'll have a spotlight on Marvel Comics and a spotlight on DC and Image Comics, all brought to you by Green Brain Comics, and all for your ordering information. So yeah, do that. Thank you for joining me today for the final order report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links to our shopping cart website and Comic Hub are below in the description. We are spreading the love of comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. See you soon, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the final order report from Green Brain Comics.